Hello everybody and welcome back to the Remblob Molden Roundup episode 5. We got a little bit of a shorter one today. I said that I wasn't sure if I would actually be able to put one out, but I was able to. I got some stuff done. Not glyph unfortunately, but yeah. I've kept it up, but yeah, we're gonna start off the video with Shade World. This is one of the first modded Goldens I ever got. I got it so long ago that I no longer have the file where I actually have the Golden, so that's why I'm repeating it here. Way back when I was grinding CSR and playing this for the first time, I got to the end of this map and there was a gate that had the symbol of a golden strawberry on it, and so I'm like, I want to see what's behind the gate, so I ended up just silvering the map. And it's a fun one. This is about like zip movers and springs and double jumps. Very much like a wintry hike, especially with this room where you save up your double jumps for like an ending section here. So yeah, very much like a wintry hike. Not much else unique to say about it. This is the only map that I've ever golden that has a golden room. Still haven't, because I've not done Farewell Golden, and this was the first one. And I thought the idea of a gate that is only opened when you have the golden was really cool. So I did it. And it was a fun enough map that I was like, okay, I could do this. And so I did. But yeah, not really much else to say. I did initially want to FC this, but then I was just like, eh, too much work. Sometimes I did say that I'm pretty FC filled, but sometimes I just don't, and I actually have not been getting, none of these Goldens are FCs, I'm realizing, but there's one that I want to do soon that is an FC, so we'll see that when we get to it. It doesn't particularly matter whether I get an FC or not. I think my philosophy on FC Goldens is like, if the berries are cool, then I'll go for it. If the berries are easy, then I'll go for it. Because, like, why not? Especially if the FC and the normal Goldens are the same tier. I'm like, why not also get the strawberries as well? I like having the golden like flag with like the golden highlight effect next to my clear on gold berries. And it's also cool, like FCing stuff is cool, and I want to do it more. But anyway, here is the golden room. I wanted to do it the real way, so I actually didn't know what this golden room was before I got to it. I did not practice it. Luckily it is very easy. I mean, you are still, even if it's the easiest gameplay in the world, you're still a little nervous that you just fuck it up somehow, right? But yeah. Very, wide timings, actual like seconds of time that you can dash correctly. But yeah, that is Shade World, and this is a cool little room, I assume, with like all of the goldeners, all of the people that have gold in the room, or gold in the map. But yeah, first ever map with a golden room that I've goldened, and one of my first goldens ever, so that's pretty cool. Next up, we have the, first of all, Geometry Dash music jump scare, but second of all, fourth dimension. This is, if you watched my intermediate silvers video, this decoration and gameplay style will look very familiar to you, because it is by Liero, the same guy that made fifth dimension from intermediate. I believe I mentioned this map, fourth dimension, in that video. But anyways, this actually has pretty different gameplay from fifth dimension. It's based on zip movers and like tight gaps, the classic Liero tight gap, but with like wave dashes and zip movers instead of bubbles and wall bounces. This one is pretty, it's good. I mean, it's just like a solid concept, and it's executed well. Not really much else to say. This one's also pretty short. This and the next one are pretty short. But it's made up for by the last one being long. I'll be get hyped for the reveal to see what it is. But yeah, this map's good. Yeah, it's good. I'd recommend it. I guess something I should mention is that this and I think actually all three of these, though I didn't choose Shade World because of this, I think all three of these first maps are actually on the Celeste Golden progression spreadsheet. I used that to find some like easier goldens to do, so that the long one wasn't just the entire video. So yeah, I do want to try to get like maybe not every golden in a tier, but maybe like the normal rank for every tier. I think that could be cool. That could be a nice little side project that I could work on, and just include those goldens in this series, because I feel like that's a pretty good idea. This next one is a good one. I like this map quite a bit. It's called Delta Scene 1 in all caps by Kaira. This is a really this golden's like a minute long, so I gotta get my words out pretty fast here. But this is about these crystals that auto dash, and it's like very light routing, and just using that with like tech spam. It's a very simple map, but like the style and the gameplay are pretty distinct and pretty memorable. I really like the black and white aesthetic a lot. I think it looks really good. And yeah, not really much else to say. I do have some overall things that I would like to talk about, but as it's over, like it's barely over a minute, I can talk about that during the endurance golden that I did, which will be revealed in a few seconds. I think this map is the shortest golden grind. Maybe fourth dimension was shorter, but it was like 20 minutes. It wasn't even 20 minutes. But now we're here in China, halfway across the world, in the Madeline in China campaign. This is the second chapter of that campaign, the second of two. Flowing water on the peak. And this is the first map where it's not actually a golden strawberry. It's a golden, like, it's probably like a cherry blossom branch or something like that, is what I would guess. This map revolves around jellies and pufferfish and the Loopy Lagoon like entity. I don't know, the Cheerios, I guess, for lack of a better word. The Cheerios from Loopy Lagoon, or I guess they would be Fruit Loops, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I wanted to go for this like as like a little trainer before I went for Glyph, but because I had the sudden like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just go for Glyph, then I didn't get to do this. But a good opportunity arose because I recently beat a new second hardest map in Sapphire Dash. I had just beaten Eclair, which is another like GM plus map. So I wanted to really try to test myself to see if I could do 2 cat stairs in a row to like top 10 maps in a row, and it was going pretty well until I got to the flag 2, which is the hardest flag. It took me like 4 hours, like 4.5 hours to clear. So it took a lot out of me, and I wanted to start doing I took a 1-day break from Celeste, and then afterwards I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna focus on some easier stuff a little bit. And so I decided, since I didn't want all of my goldening skills to go away before I hop back into Glyph, I decided to do this. It's I think this is 11 minutes long, so it's not as long as Glyph, and it's also not as hard as Glyph. This is only a tier 3, but I mean, it is endurance. I feel like an endurance golden is anything above like maybe 8 minutes. You could make the threshold 10 also, but yeah. This experience was really chill. It was a really chill experience, and it felt good to actually be able to do an endurance golden. Cause like, I know I can do Glyph, but I haven't done Glyph yet. So this is my first endurance golden, and it went pretty well. I got this in around, I think, like 3 hours, including like practice time. So yeah, I mean, it went pretty well. I didn't get too unlucky. So yeah, especially after this, I'm definitely pretty. I definitely want to look for more endurance goldens. There's not too many, because a lot of goldens are just like especially like low tiered goldens, either really like they're like 5-minute long expert maps or like 2-minute long GM maps. And so there's not really any like 10+ minute Goldens that are easier out there. But this was one of them, and I ended up really enjoying the experience. I like this map. It did, some of the movement felt a little bit uncomfortable at first. It's the reason why I didn't go for the first chapter of this campaign, is because some of the movement just felt pretty awkward, and I didn't really want to deal with awkward movement in a long Golden. So I opted to go for the second one. Also because because Jeremy, you got it as well. So I just wanted to see what it was like, and it was great. I really liked this one. But yeah, some of the moves were a little bit uncomfortable. Some of them were like weirdly kind of tricky, but I ended up being able to iron all of it out in the end. So in terms of glyph, I think I probably will go for it again pretty soon. I haven't really been doing much in Celeste in terms of like clears. I've only really been doing Goldens, so basically I haven't played Celeste that much this past week. But I mean, I played enough to get an episode out, so that's pretty good. Next episode is gonna be, I have an idea for a theme of next episode, and if I can pull it off and get like 30 minutes of content out of it, I would consider myself very ready for Glyph if I hadn't gotten it by then. But yeah, after this, I definitely am like, okay, yeah, I can do Glyph. It'll take a long time, but I can do it. I have not practiced it since the last time I streamed Glyph, but I mean, I definitely am still getting better at just like goldening overall and like nerve control and consistency. So it's not like the skills for Glyph are gonna be completely lost with time. It is like midterm season right now, and school's getting kind of busy. But the only reason I felt like comfortable to play Celeste today was actually because recently the software, I guess it's not a software, but the website that my school uses for assignments got hacked, and the hackers, my student data was basically held for ransom, which is very interesting. The website got hacked, and the hackers asked for money in order to not leak like every student's data. So we got like a few days extension on basically all of my assignments, so I found the time to sneak in some of these projects in between. But yeah, we're coming up on the end now. This checkpoint is pretty scary. It's like a vertical checkpoint, and like some of the movement is a little bit scary. This, I think it's this room that has a weird camera. Yeah, it is. After this move here, the camera like goes up, and then you can't really see the move block. It's not that big of a deal, but I never died to it. Not even in practice, I don't think I ever died to it. But it's one of those things where it feels very sketch, and sometimes all it needs to be is feel sketch. That sentence is not correct grammatically. All it needs to do is feel sketch, and then you're nervous anyways. Even if it's like 100% consistent, you're gonna be nervous, and those nerves could result in a choke. Shout out Jeremy for dying here. Apparently, I don't know how that happens. But sorry. I'm sure I'll have much dumber golden deaths throughout this series. I did have some pretty dumb Sapphire Dash deaths when I was clearing it, to be fair. But yeah, that is the flowing water on the peak. This map's good. There's a chance I go back and do some of the other maps, but I don't think so. I think this was a good one. It was a good one, and it was a good one to end off on. But yeah, this series is still going strong, and I've already recorded the first golden for the next episode. So I think things are looking good in terms of an episode coming out next week. But with that, I will see you next time.